All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is right around 5 p.m.-ish West Coast time. I'm going to call it 2 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on that their East Coast, and 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. I am Mad Statter today, and this is Chatter with Statter. Super stoked. We've got a rating party of 6, thanks to Terry in Scotland coming in first thing. And even better, Katie Zora knew what she was talking about the first time she tried to type it. All right, there, I noticed that. The first time today, yay! All right, so Shog's here with that schedule, and she just got back from DC. I do believe there was some sort of graduation of perhaps a nephew type or something. I'm not quite sure whose graduation it was. I kind of forgot, but I do feel fairly confident it was a graduation of sorts. And let's see here, DJ Smook in with that there raid. And Thomas the Turtle, I don't know if he came in with the raid, but I'm going to guess he might have. And Kitty from the Cove saying aloha, everyone. Wait, did I say hi to DJ Smook? I sure did. And we have got Thomas the Turtle coming in. Baby Bo Aloha Molly, I DM'd you. I don't know if you saw it. No, I did not see it. I will have to go check that out. On Discord or on Twitch, Bainey. I will check both, but if you can let me know. Oh no, you got into a car crash and got a few injuries. I apologize for not attending your streams. Well, nobody ever needs to apologize for not attending the streams. However, oh my gosh, I hope that, first off, I hope that you, injured or not, I hope you're okay enough. Bruises and soreness always happen with car accidents, even if it's a minor car accident. The last accident I was in, someone rear-ended me. I almost rear-ended somebody, so the person who rear-ended me, I do not blame at all. It was a chain reaction kind of thing. Even though there was no damage to the cars, the next day I was so sore, and mostly just from bracing for impact. But yeah, the moment you get injured, it just makes everything. I hope nobody was seriously injured. That's that much I can say. And let's see here, Mama Sean saying aloha from the YouTube side. eMusic also saying aloha here. And all right, so your youngest cousin, not nephew, got his master's in data analytics from George Mason. All right, so I knew there was a graduation of sorts. And let's see here. The movie blew me away. Terry, it was that good. I don't know what movie you're referring to. But I will say that Ocean's 12, way better than I ever imagined it would be. And now I am very curious about what Ocean's 11 was about. And I also am very curious about what Ocean's 13 is about. So, I don't know if Katie's talking about that series of movies, but Terry did recommend them, and they are very good. Oh, you just finished watching Twisters. That's when they chase the storms, right? And there's more than one? Okay. I knew the one. I didn't realize that there was more than one. Let's see here. My hair being up looks good, shows more face. Yeah, well, I combed my hair the other day, and so my curls turned into frizz puffs, and so I kind of had to do something. So thank you. I'm glad that do something wasn't so bad. All right, so I'm about to do something. Let's see here. What am I going to do first? I know. Let's get the party started, and then I'm going to maybe do something. And I'm looking in its direction, and I hope she'll let me. All right, can we do it from one black cat to the next? I think we can. Ashes, looking good, little Ashes. Hold on, kitten. I'm gonna force you for just a minute. I'm forcing you for just a minute. Just a little minute. All right, there we go. That's enough. That's enough. And Terry, thank you so much for the 20 stream streak. I had to focus my energy on the kitchen before I said thank you for that. And let's see here. All's good up in the northern climes where Darlene is. Rick is still up north. He says aloha, finishing chores up north with son-in-law. Oh, fantastic and fantastic. And yeah, Ashes is definitely not feeling the camera tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if Dusty shows up. He's been mighty needy these days. But speaking of showing up, Mr. Leo decided that he was going to come in last night. It was rainy yesterday, and he just thought it would be much better to be in the house. The house actually had the heater on when he was in the house. He was just chilling on the back of the chair. Mr. Leo, yep, looking at me like, what you looking at, Willis? What you talking about, Willis? And there's this pensive look, and there's this laid back look, and there's him yawning. So, yeah, Mr. Leo definitely learning to be living the best of his lives. And Trail Dust coming in saying hi all. Good to see you, Trail Dust and Teeter. So now I've got 2 kitties shown and accounted for. And we've got Felicia Nichols in the house saying aloha to the gang. And yes, Mr. Leo is a very cute kitty. He came in, his food wasn't laid down for him, so instead he just decided to take a snoozle. I got some pictures, and then I fed him, and then he went outside, and he was very happy. I'm sure I'll see him later again tonight. So, let's see here, you guys. I don't know what exactly we're going to be talking about today. So, I think I'm going to just, well, first off, actually, I'm going to share with you what Pacola T shared with me. And then I'm going to ask you, so how much you think it costs? All right, so, boom. This is the brunch lunch at Tanaka Saimin. We've got the teriyaki burger Saimin combo. And then, which is all I want to eat right now. That's all I want to eat is that right there. But then we've got the prime rib Loco Moco gravy to the side. Look at that mac salad, scuba mac salad, fried rice underneath, gravy on the side, that hunk of meat, and then some eggs. How much do you guys think that plate costs? Thomas the Turtle's coming in with $29.99. Darlene's coming with $30. Terry in Scotland is coming with $25. All right, okay, you guys. DJ Smook, yeah, exactly. That was more what I was thinking. With a hunk of meat like that on Hawaii, I mean, okay, Oahu, but still $45, right? Because a hunk of meat like that in Seattle, I don't care if it's on a dinner plate or a lunch plate, you're looking, that's a $35 hunk of meat right there. Right? So DJ Smook, yeah, $45. That was really what I was thinking. Kenny from the Cove, nice how they wedged in a couple tomato slices to quote unquote make it healthy. Yeah, exactly. No, DJ Smook, you're wrong. I'm wrong. It's unbelievable, dude. Seriously, Terry in Scotland got the closest, but he's still using Price of Right rules would not have gotten it because you get the closest without going over. Terry in Scotland went over by $1. That was a $24 plate right there. I could not believe it. Because when I asked Pacola T, whoa, how much? I was expecting her to say a lot more. I would be expecting a $24 Loco Moco plate at some restaurants just for the 2 kind of patties sometimes. Things are so expensive to eat. That prime rib, now, obviously, I can't see exactly how that prime rib looks because we've got the egg on top of it, but the edging of it looks like, I don't know, that looks like some pretty good meat to me. And Pacola T said it was really good, but yeah, $24, man, and that's at the Tanaka Saimin place. So, Kenny from the Cove, exactly, I would gladly plunk down $24 for that plate. That looks, I mean, that really... I couldn't believe for Hawaii. Darlene, 24. I thought I was being cheaper, saying 30. Absolutely, exactly. And Thomas the Turtle, I knew exactly what I meant. That looks Ono. And for $24, it looks even more so, right? I couldn't flip and believe it. Yeah, $24. I mean, I'll double check. I have to be remembering this wrong, but she texted it to me just yesterday. And yeah, $24 for the plate of dinner-sized meat. Good deal is what she said. Yeah. So, I didn't remember that wrong. It really was $24. Now, okay, fine. $24.99 maybe. Okay, fine. Let's just say Terry got it right. It was $25. Still. At that price, I'd be tempted to go for two. Absolutely, dude. Yeah, one for now, one for to go. Absolutely. And chili pepper water and grind. There you go. Thomas, oh my God. Okay, for those of you who don't know, because some of you might not, because as it turns out, lots of people don't. I had a friend who was down on the islands. I don't remember what island. I think it might have been Molokai. And in the vending machine where you could get water and soda and whatever, there was also for $12.95 a bottle of chili water. And he thought that was a joke. And I was like, he's like, who would drink chili water? And I was like, no, dude, chili water is like a condiment. You know, you put it on your stuff. I was like, you don't drink it like water. And he thought that I was lying to him. He thought I was pulling his leg. Like, he just thought it was a really expensive infused water that like only really rich tourists would drink. And I'm like, no, you have to believe me. And so I think he eventually did look it up, but because eventually he was like, oh, okay. I don't know if he tried it. I don't know if he looked it up, but he eventually did believe me. But okay, first off, it never occurred to me. Well, a couple things. First off, it never occurred to me that they would put chili water in a vending machine that also sold drinking water. That's kind of a cruel trick that some local was probably hoping to pay on a tourist, right? So that was kind of weird, but at the same time, I can also see how it happens, because if somebody really falls in love with the chili water and they don't know where else to get it, it's right there. The hotel's got it for sale. Chili water in a vending machine. Yes, exactly. And so I do have to think that it was placed there perhaps a little maliciously. Maybe not maliciously, but in good fun, you know, ha ha ha. But at the same time, it was $12.95, which should cue people into the idea that, like, maybe this isn't the same thing as the $1.25 bottled water. Why is this $12.95? Well, because it's a specialty condiment, not because you're supposed to quench your thirst with it, right? Anyway, every time someone brings up chili water, I just can't help but think of that vending machine and how many unsuspecting tourists may have been caught in that mistake, you know, because here's the thing. At this point, I mean, exactly, Darlene, someone will learn the hard way, not a beverage. And on one hand, it's like, well, that sounds really stupid. Why would someone spend $12.95 on chili water? Why would anybody even think that chili water is to drink? Lots of factors could go into that. First off, $12.95 for people, and I am totally going to be sexist right now, okay? I'm going to be using gross stereotypes, but dudes who maybe are a little tipsy, who are maybe trying to one-up their buddies on who can drink hot stuff or who is the richest, like $12.95, I'll drink a $12.95 bottle of water. You two Porto for $12. There's a lot of different ways that dudes could one-up themselves, from the macho hot factor to the economic factor, or both. Once again, I'm being very stereotypical, but I could see how someone, probably a dude, could get goaded into buying that drinking it thinking and then realizing, oh, no can. And then the guy who goaded him into it, he's also going to try to drink it at that point, because I think we all know how the scenario I've outlined, I think we can all see how it happens, right? I mean, and yeah, exactly, Thomas the Turtle. It's a super easy thing to make. And I can't remember what specific kinds of peppers they use in them. It's some kind of Asian hot pepper. I looked up the recipe once, and it's ridiculously easy to make. Pretty much Thomas the Turtle just gave you the recipe right there. And yeah, it gets more hot the more... Whoa. It gets more hot. I don't know what Midwestern mom just came out there. It gets more hot the longer it ages. And Terry in Scotland, are there any Wagamama restaurants near me? There are at least 2 in Glasgow, Japanese Korean combo. No, there are no Wagamama restaurants. If that's the name of the restaurant, there are none of that. Almost every Asian restaurant in my neighborhood is a Japanese Korean combo, a Korean Chinese Japanese combo, a Vietnamese Korean combo. Very few of our Asian restaurants are purely pure. Unless you're like in the International District and you get one real deal Chinese food restaurant. Most of our Chinese food, they kind of all they kind of all share. Like, you will find Japanese pot stickers or gyoza at a Chinese food restaurant, prepared the way they do in Japanese style, not in soup dumpling style. Not, you know, I mean, anyway. But let's see here. You're good with stuff not being hot, says Trail Dust. Yeah, I don't like things too hot, but oddly enough, Asian style chili peppers, I can handle a little bit more. And Thomas, I thought that they were a very specific kind of pepper, because chili peppers come in a lot of shapes and sizes, and I also thought that they were red. Are they green and yellow, or are they red, or are they both? Because honestly, I can't remember. I just remember it always. This is what I remember as a child. I never touched the stuff because back when I was a kid, I couldn't even handle taco seasoning on taco meat. It was too much. So, so I had no tolerance for spice. And, oh, Bainy Bo, hey, I forgot to say this to you, and I thought of you the other day. Okay, you guys, Bainy Bo was trying to explain to me and us here once a thing called Too Good To Go. And Too Good To Go, I think, is a program that might be in more than just Scotland areas, cities. Perhaps it's all over the UK. But what it is like, it sounds like it's maybe about a half an hour or so before restaurants and bakeries and other food preparation food places are to close. Their leftover food gets sort of packaged up to be sold while it's still fresh, still hot, and just get it out so they don't throw it away. And so, like, for £2.50, you can end up getting like 3 large pizzas just because, well, they had 3 large pizzas left and you're the only one here. So here, take them all. We don't want to throw them away. Bainy, I saw a YouTube video all about the Too Good To Go thing. And holy flirking snit, I can see why you are so excited about it. Because if you go to the right place at the right time... oh, you have that here too, says Mama Sean? Awesome. Yeah, if you go to the right place at the right time, suddenly, like, for $2.50, you can walk out with, like, 8 meat pies and a Cornish hen and what, I mean, like, I couldn't believe the amount of food that this lady walked out of for £2.50. She could literally have fed, like, 8 or 9 people with the Cornish pasties, the other meat pies, the pastries, I mean, oh my God, dude. And Bainy Bo, you went to Tim Hortons and got like 100 pounds worth for $5.99. It was insane. Yeah, exactly, dude. So Bainy, when you described it, it sounded awesome. I mean, it sounded good. Yes, and Mama Sean, exactly. You sign up online is what it sounded like. Like, you have to sort of like buy the coupon earlier in the day for that place. Or this was sort of the impression I got from the video I saw. And I'm sure it's different everywhere. But yeah, you kind of like, you buy a ticket for it. And like some days it sounds like there might be 4 or 5 people who bought a ticket for that restaurant's Too Good to Go. At which point it'll be divvied up amongst that. But if you're like the only person and they've got a metric fork ton of food left over, you get to go leave with the metric fork ton if nobody else signed up for the thing. And it wasn't until I saw the video of it, Bainy, that I really understood like exactly what you were talking about and just how cool it was. And I got to tell you, man, Mama Sean, I have never heard of it here. What's the website? Where can all of us go searching for it in our neck of the woods? Because there's gotta be, is it only certain restaurants, only certain food, only certain grocery stores, only or is it a singular? So Bainy Bo makes it sound like it's a singular platform that a bunch of places go through. So you buy the ticket on the platform and then blah, blah, blah. So how does it work in Mama Sean? Whole Foods has it for their deli and baked goods. I've never tried it though. Okay, well, we have a Whole Foods in the Seattle area. And so, Whole Foods. Okay, so for those of y'all who have Whole Foods, whole paycheck, definitely, like, let's see if we can utilize this in our area. And shock, you know what? I hadn't thought about the 45th anniversary of Mount St. Helens, and if I which I don't know why, because it's not like my social media feed has been filled with Mount St. Helens stuff the last week or so. Didn't even make the connection. But yeah, so Mount St. Helens, definitely something that I absolutely remember. I believe I was 6 when it happened, and I can tell you the clothes that I was wearing that day. Actually, that's not true. I can't tell you the clothes that I was wearing at the start of the day, but I can tell you the clothes I was wearing at the end of the day, because my mom and I went to the Tacoma Mall that day, and we bought summer clothes, and it was warm enough that when I got home, I got to wear them. It was a pink and white checkered tank top and a little baby blue pair of little shorts with pink piping around them. And then I went over to the Reetz's house and watched them chop wood with an awl. And that was the first day I learned about what an awl was. And I also remember being really bored at news that night and for the next several days, because it was nothing but the flippin' volcano and there was no red lava. So I didn't even understand, coming from Hawaii, how that was even a volcano. Like, that's just clouds in the sky. We didn't even like get ash or anything. It was just such a disappointment from a 6-year-old's perspective. Oh, maybe it was a mall. Yeah, smacking the wedge. Okay, mall, all. Okay, I don't even know. See, I didn't even learn the word. But yeah, a mall. I learned what the mall was for the first time then. So, there you go. That's the day. I really do remember the day, but not. I mean, I was 6. It's not for geological reasons. Like, it's very, it's very silly memories. I remember the clothes I was wearing. And Picola T, super good to see you here. Glad that you are lurking, even though you're at the baseball game. And let's see here, Benny Bo over here, Greg's, Morrison's, Asada, everything, Burger King and everything. And okay, cool. Terry, I will definitely be checking that out. So it sounds like then, it sounds like Too Good To Go is something that actually does happen in the US. So, let's see here. Hey, Shock, no, I don't think of the 45th anniversary. That's a big one. Or didn't think. Yeah, and it is the 45th because it was in 80. So yeah, it definitely was the 45th. And I mean, I realized I have a folder that I created for this show that I labeled May 18th, 2025. I didn't even connect May 18th with May 18th, let alone the 45. Woo, yeah, big non-connecting of dots right there. Were you wearing the same outfit that day, Trail Dust? Awesome. I am so glad to hear. Because, you know, that was the 1980 is when the short shorts with the, you know, the blue shorts with the white piping or the red shorts with the white piping. You guys, if you are of a certain age, you know the shorts I'm talking about. And those shorts were called shorts because why? They were short. They were short. You know the shorts. You know, I know you know the shorts. Beatty might not know about the shorts because he's a little too young. But if he looks up 1980s short shorts, he'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And yeah, dude, Beatty Bo, I wanted to let you know that I finally I get it now. Oh, and then also, Beatty, I want to let you know, and it was Terry who pointed this out to me, that you were the one who kind of turned us on to all these things. Y'all, if you don't have an instant hot water dispenser in your house, you are not living right. Okay? I have minimal counter space. I do not care for any extraneous countertop devices. They're just not. I don't, it took me years before I accepted a rice cooker into my house. I grudgingly still have a toaster. I do not have a microwave. I do not have a Cuisinart. I do have a KitchenAid, but that's multifunctional. But I have I have a hot water dispenser. It dispenses hot water at 212, 200, 185, and 160 degrees, either in 6, 8, 12, or 16 ounce options. And man, oh man, it has changed my kitchen game. One of the reasons why it's changed my kitchen game is because I can dispense hot water into a washcloth and then clean off the counters with basically hot water that's way more instant and way hotter than will ever come out of my sink. So, Beatty, I have to thank you for the instant hot water tip as well. And for those of you who have not spent, I think, like $60 to get yourself an instant hot water heater, and you're considering it, I really encourage you to. And I do not like extra kitchen appliances. And yes, do we remember that old man near Mount St. Helens, Harry Truman? Yes, he refused to leave before it blew up. And quite honestly, I mean, he was so, I can appreciate why that guy, he lived his life there. He was a super old dude. He was already kind of a hermit. He had no life outside of that cabin. He would have, it just, for him to want to die with the mountain blast was so logical. And Felicia, you watched Mount St. Helens blow up her top from the apartment parking lot in Tacoma. Later, I went through that area on a train. Absolute devastation. Gray and dreary, looked like a moonscape. Yeah, it did for a while. And let's see here. And Mama Sean coming in. Yep, it's 45. It was the month after we'd gotten married. We were living in Monroe at the time. Yep, everybody's got that. Mama, you called those shorts Daisy Dukes? See, I always thought of Daisy Dukes as cutoff jeans. The shorts that I'm talking, and yeah, those, I know you're talking about that. But the shorts I'm talking about are like not the cutoff jeans kind. You know, the cotton, solid color with the white piping around up the side and around the bottom. And I'm gonna have to get myself a picture of one of those in order to explain what I'm talking about. And Picola T, you were sleeping, camping on your college dorm roof in Tacoma when St. Helens Blue woke us up. Yeah, I bet it did. And shorty shorts were not kind to guys. Were heavily armed. That's what I heard. Anyway, never had that issue. I can appreciate no, they wouldn't be for that situation. They were short shorts. And Darlene, yep, this person grew up in the late 60s and early 70s, miniskirts, bareback tops, braless, daring clothing to say the least. I gave my dad a heart attack. I wasn't allowed to go out many times until I had to change more decent clothing per dad. Picola T is the Forrest Gump, but smart, of the Hamajang gang. She's like, I was there. Yeah, bikini tops, Daisy Dukes with Huaracha sandals. There you go. And booty shorts for women, Maurice Cheeks shorts for guys. I don't know what Maurice Cheeks is, but I still like that. I don't know why it's called that, Kenny, and I don't know what Maurice Cheeks is, who he is, what it refers to, but those seem like the perfect name for those kind of shorts. I don't understand why it seems like the perfect name. It just seems like the perfect name. And yeah, I am Bainy Bo. Once we get off the stream here tonight, I'll be clicking on that link for sure. Yeah, I wanna see what's going on in my area in regards to Too Good to Go. And those shorts are coming back. I saw them in the department store the other day. Oh, Felicia, I am not at all surprised that they're coming back. It seems like hairstyles from the late 70s, early 80s are making a huge comeback. The whole feathered look, the bang, the whole mullet thing is out of control. And then the whole super mullet, like not quite the mohawk, but not quite the, really short on the sides. And then that stupid porn stash. Oh, the porn stash is coming back. I swear to goodness, we are coming back to 1976 through 1982 in hair fashion for men and women. And I honestly don't know how. I'm not comfortable with it. I'm really not wanting to relive. That was an unattractive era. But the kids love it these days. So I'm not at all surprised to hear that those shorts are coming back, the short shorts. And Maurice Cheeks was an NBA player in the 80s. Okay, see, that sounds about right. There you go. And Darlene, I always thought of hot pants as more like tight and satiny or whatever. Not the... I am really going to have to get a picture of the shorts I'm talking about. And keep your hair the way you want and squint a lot. Well, no, I mean, I'm not saying that they can't have it. I'm just saying that when I see it on television, especially that porn stash, I just... Yeah, I have a hard time accepting that this is the new reality. That the old reality is becoming the new reality again. Okay? And yes, Picola T, did anyone see Picola T's Facebook post about expensive kitty litter? I'm returning it today and exchanging for the same bag, $10 less, just because I ordered it online for store pickup. Go figure. Pussycat, wait, you mean I was wearing shorts at 6 years old? Well, yeah. Why wouldn't a 6-year-old wear shorts? What? Of course I was wearing shorts at 6. Can I get a map of where those shorts were worn? Y'all, don't you remember Three's Company 2 and like the intro? I think there's a billion people wearing those kind of shorts. Roller disco shorts. The shorts. The shorts. And does anybody remember wraparound pants? Truly frightening on a windy day. I don't remember wraparound pants. I remember wraparound skirts. Also truly frightening on a windy day. And yeah, Darlene, the Farrah Fawcett layered feathered look is totally coming back. What's that redheaded actress's name? She was in Orange is the New Black. Natasha Lyonne, I think is her name. The hairstyle she is rocking right now is straight out of... The hairstyle she's rocking right now is Leather Tuscadero, Happy Days, circa 1982. Serious as a heart attack. It's Leather Tuscadero all over again. And let's see here. Shorts for kids are totally common. What I find disturbing is hot pants for prepubescent children being common. Yeah, no, that's not. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess it depends on what you consider hot pants. Like, if they're just little stretchy cotton shorts that are short, like, that just sort of looks like a hot pant because they're so tiny. But I do agree. There's plenty of little kid fashion that's like, that is not something a little kid should be wearing. And yeah, kitty litter was $45 in the store, but $34 online. You made an online order last night, saving $11 by returning your in-store purchase. That is so messed up, Picola T. But you know what? I wonder if you can check. This might not be true because you're in Hawaii, but in Seattle, it's actually cheaper for me to get Chewy, to order the Chewy online, and they deliver it to my house. And then I don't even have to do anything but bring the big heavy stuff from my front porch into my house. I don't even have to take it out of my car and lug it from the store to my car, from my car to whatever. It is beautiful. And let's see here. Thomas the Turtle, so long as MC Hammer Pants don't come back, it's all good. Oh, my friend, I think that they're going to come back. And the reason why I say I think they're going to come back is, what were those pants? They were like MC Hammer Pants, but they were, but instead of being shiny, they were usually cotton, and bodybuilders used them. They were called a certain thing, but basically they were flannel or cotton MC Hammer pants that bodybuilders wore. And those are coming back. Kids love, they're so comfortable, they're so ugly. But we're gonna, Zubaz. Yeah, Zubaz are coming back. And MC Hammer pants are just one step up of a Zuba. And so I have no doubt in my mind that the MC Hammer pants will be back. Speaking of MC Hammer, apparently he is like a real gangster. Like, if you have been following any kind of hip-hop drama and whatever, like, MC Hammer he's an easy person to want to make fun of, but nobody in the rap world makes fun of him for a reason. And one of the reasons is they're scared to death of him. He, like, is a hardcore street gangbanger. Like, he is a full-on gangster. And he's got, like, a full-on crew to this day that will F your up if you cross paths with him. I was stunned to learn that the most family-friendly flippin' rap dance guy was actually someone that the hip-hop world is terrified of. And let's see here. Terry, you're so proud of your Hot Point washing machine. You've finally woken up from your long stupor, trimmed your beard, cleaned your mildew off your door behind you when you stream, vacuumed your house, got rid of most of the boxes in the living room. Oh, good for you, Terry. I actually have a list of, it's so funny, I have a very similar list of things that I'm trying to cross off my to-do list for the house. And many of those things are on my list. So good on you. You're like 18 steps ahead of my list. Oh, and rugby shirts are coming back. No. All right, yeah, there we go. Well, on the note of rugby shirts coming back, I don't know. I have no connection, but what I can say is we're 1 minute past our Lono listening break, so why don't we take a break, listen to some Lono, clear our head of the rugby shirts, and we'll come back and we'll talk about a different sport. All right, let's do it.
Last night I dreamt I was returning. song. Last night I dreamt I was returning, and my heart called out to you. Please accept me as you'll find me. Que aloha ku home o kahalu. Que aloha ku home o kahalu. Que aloha ku home o kahalu.
All right, there we go. Andre making a big old splash, coming in, gifting out subs, throwing down the biddies, wishing well wishes for Pioneer Square. For those of you who don't know, Pioneer Square is a neighborhood in the downtown Seattle area on the waterfront, and it is basically the Gold Rush era part of town. It's the most historic district of Seattle. Lots and lots of super old brick masonry buildings. It's a nightclub district, and consequently, because it is a nightclub district, there oftentimes is violence associated with that neighborhood. It is one of the more dangerous neighborhoods to be in the after hours. On the other hand, it's also the most likely neighborhood you're going to be in the after hours, because it's it's the area that has the clubs that are open. So, you know, it's sort of a catch-22. But last night, there was some gunfire. I believe 3 people died. They don't have any idea who the shooter is. And unfortunately, as horrible as it is for me to say all these words, it's like, yep, that happens there. Yeah, if you're gonna get shot, that's probably where you're gonna get shot. Yep. Much like when I went to Sacramento to go help Andy Bumatai and James Monet with their California shows, I was sitting outside the hotel right outside of Old Town, Sacramento, and their historic Gold Rush era neighborhood in their capital city, and there was a shooting. One person got shot, no one died, but there was a shooting, and everyone who I mentioned that to, who was familiar with the area, was just like, yeah, that's what happens. So, you know, yeah, that's what happens, and after a while, you just sort of shrug and say, yep, that's what happens. So, it's a cynical way to live, but it is what it is. Thank you very much, Bandy Bo, for the hug. And Pussycat, you're watching the NASCAR All-Star race in North Wilkesboro. Your son's truck team came in 3rd and 4th in the truck race. Oh, you must be so proud. I mean, I know you're so proud of what your son does, but to come in 3rd and 4th, that's super awesome. That's super awesome. And yeah, Terry in Scotland coming in with the details that we know of, you know, was it random? Was it targeted? Nobody really knows. My guess is it was probably targeted with some random bystanders that were victimized, as far as I mean, that's just my best guess. And Thomas the Turtle, you are in a horribly wonderful place to be, aren't you? You're just trapped. Thomas the Turtle, he cannot move forever and ever because his heavy dog is on him. And so he cannot. And let's see here. The Springing Panther on your Florida jersey is your favorite. Oh, okay. All right, you guys, while we were listening to Lono, This is what I was talking about earlier. For those of you, and I know some of you know, but for those of you who don't know, Baney, I'm looking in your direction. These are the shorts. Not the bikini bottoms that the girl is wearing. The girl is wearing a bathing suit, okay? Bathing suit bottom. I'm not talking about... Well, no, she's wearing a bathing suit. I'm not talking about the chick in this picture. I'm talking about the dudes with the facial hair. These are the shorts. The short 70s style shorts with the trim. You know, they're one solid color, and then they've got the trim of the other color. Those are the shorts that are coming back in style these days. What are they? What the heck are they? Says Banito. Those are shorts, Banito. Those are pants that people wore in the 70s. Pants. That's not underwear. Those are not there's underwear under there. There's underwear under there, but those are your outer pants. Those are pants. They're shorts though. So they're pants. They're what you wear in hot weather. No, they are not a bathing suit. And I know that you didn't say anything about a bathing suit, but I'm just preempting. No, you would think, oh, maybe they're a bathing suit, right? Speedos are kind of... No, they are not a bathing suit. They are shorts. They are shorts that they wore on the outside of their underwear. They didn't have to wear other stuff over them. They were allowed to go out in short. It was expected. Do you see the half top that Streaker's wearing? That half top was another acceptable thing. In fact, Andy Bumatai has a lot of stuff from his old time where you'll see him wearing a half shirt. The half shirt in the 70s and early 80s is just quintessential. And I would be shocked people don't get reported for wearing them. No, dude, seriously, this was fully acceptable clothing to wear. Notice the knee socks. Like, they're completely underdressed everywhere else, but from the knee down, they're like ready to play hockey. It's the funniest thing. But seriously, dude, this was the look of the 70s, Baney. You've got the knee socks, the athletic knee socks with the stripes. This really couldn't. Thomas, you nailed it. I mean, this is peak 70s. You couldn't get more 70s than this picture. And so, yeah, for those of you who aren't familiar with 70s short shorts, this is the short shorts I'm talking about on the guys. The girl is, you know, wearing a bikini bottom. And yeah, those nut huggers were still popular in the 80s. Actual name for the half shirt is a shimmel, or for ladies, a crop top. I didn't know it was called a shimmel for a dude. I always just thought it was a crop top. I thought that that crop top was unisex. And Benny, you don't have to apologize. No one should like the look of that, okay? No one should like the look of that. It is perfectly acceptable not to like the look of that. And with those knee socks, looks funny, yeah, when everything else is so small everywhere else. Lono Music, no can surf with that. No, well, no, not with the skates on, and probably not with the knee socks. But I had to explain to some folks that that's what short shorts looked like in the 70s. And on the subject of socks, what about the rainbow stripes with individual toes? I hate individually toed socks. They are a burden to my feet, even more than regular socks are a burden to my feet. Oh my goodness, I cannot stand that. And yes, aloha Lono, so good to see you here. We are talking about some very silly things today, like 70s style short shorts. And let's see here, we wore shimmels under our shoulder pads in football. Oh, I wonder if that's why and how it became popular for dudes to wear those short crop tops. Because I know that in the late 70s, early 80s, dude, like I said, Andy Bumatai has plenty of videos where he's wearing the little crop top. That was absolutely the norm. And let's see here. All right, so you've been going to the nightclub a lot recently. It's so fun. Oh, yes, Baby Bo, you're exactly the most perfect age to be going to the nightclubs. It's definitely super stoked for you. And Andre, nudity is better than that outfit. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I have to agree with you. And let's see here. Pecola T, my high school classmate's dad's memorable line when we returned from Ala Moana, Susie, next time buy the whole shirt. Exactly. And let's see here. Yes, they were definitely popular then. And what? Cannot afford what? One whole shirt. Yes, cannot afford the one whole shirt. And exactly, Shock, the Pigeon to the Match cartoon has a crop top on him. Exactly. That is precisely it. All right, you guys. So, horrible fashion choices. And right, you had a red pair of shorts like the guy on the right. Right, exactly. I had a blue pair of shorts like that. And I didn't like them that much either because they were way too short. And those 70s were radical. Well, they were in their own fashion world, is what I will say. I'm glad that some things have evolved, but we're evolving but that's why we got back on this subject. We're evolving right back to it. The 70s style feathered haircuts, the 70s style shorts, these are all coming back now, and I just don't think I'm ready for it. Remember how double knit felt against your skin? Oh, shut up. Yes, I do. It's hot, and it's yeah, I do remember, actually. And Pussycat, you still have your bell-bottom jeans. Yes, but can you fit in your bell-bottom jeans? And do you really want to? How bell is them their bottoms? And let's see here. Your high school reunion is going to be lit. Fortunately, I will not be there, says Shock. And who remembers jams from the 60s, I think? Okay, well, Thomas Turtle, that's before my era, clearly. What is a jam? Is it a shoe? Is it a shirt? Is it a jacket? Is it a pant? What are jams? And Pecola T, you shouldn't have saved all your vintage 70s clothes. They would have stunk by now. All that polyester does nothing but increase rank over the years. And by rank, I don't mean status. I mean stinkus. Straight leg too, and yes, I'm still size 31. Oh, okay. Right, Baby Boat, jams are a condiment, of course, yes, but Thomas the Turtle, I think, is talking about something different. But I definitely know, yes, jams was real colorful colored shirts with a cotton tie. I don't even know what you're talking about, Thomas. Does anybody know what or remember? Oh, colorful short. Oh, jams. Yes, I think I do remember them. They're kind of longish. They're longish in length for shorts. Right. Jams is still in business. Yes, I remember Jams now. I do. Yeah, and that was in the 80s is when I knew of them from. Oh, Jams with popular clothing in the 80s. Oh, well, there you go. Known for its colorful and bohemian style, featuring wild prints and clashing colors like pinks and greens. Yes, the shorts were particularly popular, often referred to as Jams shorts, and were worn by both boys and girls. They were expensive, and many people wore knockoffs or homemade versions. The brand's resurgence in the 80s was due to an earlier popularity in the 60s, when Life magazine featured a spread on the clothing. Oh, well, that totally makes sense because the 80s was all about rebooting 60s stuff. You know, in 89 is when the 20th anniversary of Woodstock happened, and the whole, you know, like, yeah, that totally makes sense that it would have been part of that resurgence. Totally. Okay. Yeah. Longish shorts. Right. Okay. Yeah. And Shock. Oh no, Shock is also trapped under a kitten. So you guys, we're gonna have to start a GoFundMe for all the chatterers who are currently trapped underneath aminals. Because every day, thousands of people get trapped underneath their animal, and they have no way to get up and get a soda. Once their animal is on their lap, they can't get up and feed themselves. They are stuck. They're stuck under their animal, and we have to help all these people every day that get stuck under their animals because the animals will not move, and the animals are too cute to move. So for 37 cents an hour, we can make sure that we can feed the animals that are on top of the people that are stuck. Thomas the Turtle, your jams were light yellow and bright orange. Ooh, I like that color combo. I think that would be a cool color combo. And Kenny Crows, I've had a girlfriend who, when we were arguing and I was winning, would change into her booty shorts. This always killed the argument before I could claim victory. Oh, well, yeah, there you go. And yeah, Kenny, beaten by the power of booty. Exactly. Kylo has rolled over. All right, there we go. Yes, exactly, Picola T. Someone should invent a life alert button for folks who are trapped. And Beatty Bo, no, you probably wouldn't know what jams we were talking about. So, because yeah, you're not from the 80s. Let's see here. Let's see, what can we do? Let's see, how do we want to do this? Oh, here we go. How about, all right, I'm going to see if we can go find a picture of Jams. And while I go find the picture of Jams, you guys can watch Les Paul playing a Les Paul. Okay, sorry that took a little longer than I meant to take. And let's see here. Hold on. So we've got is Razzles a gum or a candy? I don't know what Razzles are, so I cannot answer that. Mochi ice cream for dessert tonight, says Mama Sean. Nice. And yes, father of the electric guitar, says Puzzy Cat. Do they have butter mochi ice cream? I've never heard of butter mochi ice cream, but maybe you can make some, dude, because you already have a secret to make the best butter mochi, right? And let's see here. Kenny, I had a pair of jams that were safety orange with black camel blobs on them, the only pair of Hunter safety jams in Coryell County. Everybody wanted to know where I got them, but no one was willing to go all the way to Port Aransas or Pat McGee's surf shop to get a pair. All right, so here we go. Bainey, these are jams. Jams are shorts that are like that, looking awful. I mean, they don't all look like that. They all have different patterns, different different patterns, colors, etc. Like Kenny said, his were orange with camo. But they're basically just long shorts. The shorts sort of go almost to your knee, just above your knee. And they're like cotton. They're just sort of long shorts. So So now you know what a jam is, or what a jams are, or what a jams is. I don't really know how to say that right. But yeah, there you go. And, oh, the cat gave up. Good thing with your AC out and being kind of warm in here, even without a shoulder affixed kitten. That is so cute. And, Darlene telling giving all the girls' secrets away. And Darlene, you know, my friends used to do that, but what also we used to do is, back in the day, I don't think they've got him anymore, but at the Seattle Center Coliseum is where there was a lot of rock shows. Well, the monorail station is at the Seattle Center. So the monorail station was right near where the concert was. And at the monorail station, they had lockers. So what we would do is we would change our clothes and put our house clothes in the locker, and then we'd have our concert clothes, and then before we went back home, we would go to the locker and get our clothes and change back into the clothes we were supposed to be wearing. And Terry and Skyland, oh my God, those jams scratch my eyes with a fork. Yes, that might be the pattern of fabric that they used for that particular pair. Andre, no, you didn't. No, you would not have seen any lockers anymore. This was like about 14 remodels of the monorail station ago. They don't have those lockers there anymore. Those are long gone. Yeah, you never would have seen them by the time you got here. And so and actually, Andre, speaking of you being here is a little walk that Andre has probably taken. And this was a video taken just yesterday by me walking up half of a block of White Center. So when you hear me talk about White Center, and you really don't know what White Center or Rat City is, here is like a 2.5 minute little glimpse at what it is. So that's looking south at Big Mario's Pizza and the local barber shop. And there's the local HVAC place. Across the street, we've got Rat City Tattoo. And I don't know what Danger Buffett is or Danger Mouse is. I have no idea. That's the Lumber Yard. It's a gay bar. And see all of these cars? That's Moonshot Coffee. Next door to the gay bar, it's the coffee shop. And this is Proletariat Pizza. White Center's the pizza that made White Center famous, which is not true at all. And all of these cars here have to back in Diagonal Park, and that scares Andre, but he's going to try it one day. And the jewelry store, as you can see, is locked up because it has to be when they're not open. And look at the backwards diagonal parking. It's actually quite easy to do. And there's a little Rat City mural. Why is there a Rat City mural? Because if you don't put a mural up on a blank wall, it graffitis. So that's why you'll see a lot of murals on walls in Seattle. There's a tall bike. I don't know if you guys have tall bikes in your area, but tall bikes are really popular in Seattle. And then we've got another massage and spa over here. I suspect that either the spa across the street or this spa, massage and spa, because it's just called massage and spa, I have a feeling they might not just be a spa, but I don't know. Do any of you know how to tell a spa from a spa? A massage parlor from a massage parlor? Option, do you know how to tell a massage parlor from a massage parlor? I don't, actually. But good to see, Option. But if anybody knows how to tell a massage parlor from a massage parlor. I am just curious. Price, says Thomas the Turtle. Most likely not just massage, it's in the font. It is the font. Not a just massage. Let's see here. You've driven by, says Andre, but you're not brave enough to do the parking. Additional services beyond getting your muscles spat. Yes, but what I guess, how do you ask for, I know the difference between a spa and a spa. How do you tell? How do you ask? How do you ask for those extra services? How do you know those extra services are even being offered for you to ask, right? The right kind of place, you don't have to ask. How do you know? But how do they get a menu? Windows or no windows? Ah, okay, well they both have no windows. And honestly, both Mia Spa and across the street from Massage and Spa, let's see here. In White Center, it's the other kind of massage parlor, not Up and Up one. They are both expensive though. Yeah, see, I get that impression as well. and one of the reasons why I get that impression is if you go further south down the block, you will find a couple different adult video stores. There used to be on that block a huge sex toy emporium. He actually stands Sex Toy Emporium. He, for real, he used to have commercials on late night television talking about how you should come and, you and your partners should come to Stan's Sex Toy Emporium so you can get the right tools to have fun. And they'd cut to him and he's like standing with his foot in a toilet. You wouldn't try to plunge a toilet with your foot. No, you'd want the right tools. And he's holding up a plunger. And he's like, that's why if you're trying to have blah, 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 you need to come get the right tools. And there you go. How did I get on this, Pussycat? I can't answer that question. It's White Center. That's how the chatter scattered. That's all I can say. And here in Waikiki, it's best to assume and move on. That's how I feel about White Center as well. That is absolutely how I feel about White Center. And you are too young for this conversation. Okay. Well, all right. Let's bring things back into family focus. I want you guys to check this out. This is for real. Okay. This is for real. And it's the cutest thing in the world, but it actually does belong to the Navy. Andre, White Center is funny to me. It's kind of scary, but kind of small town like, and way nicer than parts of the Bay Area. Yeah, that's the perfect way to put White Center. It's like, it's kind of small town. It's kind of scary, but it's really not that scary. It's kind of nice. Okay, was it a huge emporium or did they have huge tools? Yes, Kenny, the answer is both. The emporium was huge and some of the tools were bigger than I would ever think anyone would need. And a shock, you could get 4 or 5 cars on it. Maybe, I don't think so if you're talking about this little tug. This little tug is actually only designed to move booms and things. And it's not an e-boat, it's just a really small tugboat. And I don't know what the name of this mini tug is, but basically it's just done, the Navy uses it to close and open and close like little harbors and, create temporary docks and things. My, yep, that's right. You can quote me on that. Naval Sub Base Bangor, where my dad used to work. they have one of these. That's one of the last remaining in service, actually. And he used to tell me about them, and they're very tiny. Yeah, I don't think you can fit a car on them, let alone multiple. And no, Pussycat, I did not see that the boat that hit the Brooklyn Bridge. That is not a good thing. And let's see here. Molly, there's something I want you to talk about next stream. The government are hiding chemtrails from us. Chemtrails. Yeah, no, we're not going to talk about that. Andre, I bet you've had to do some new clothing with the weight loss. Oh, yes, absolutely. The USS put the Navy's smallest ship. The USS Putt-Putt, the Navy's smallest ship. Yes, exactly. And let's see here. And then another little thing, which I just took picture of, I took pictures of yesterday, was the wisteria is in bloom today, or not today, this week. And wisteria gets so out of control that it climbs trees. And I just thought that this was such a pretty tree. It's a very tall tree. You know, it goes above the power lines and everything, and it's got wisteria decorating it. And I just thought that was pretty. So I thought that you know, I'd take a picture of it. And let's see here. My dad might have worked at Bangor the same time Mr. P was there. What a quinky dink. Oh, I'm guessing he probably did. My dad worked from Bangor from the time that it was opened in the late 70s. Okay, I know. Let me start over again. Bangor has been open since World War II, but when it became a sub base, a naval for the nuclear submarines in the 70s, my dad worked there from the get-go of that up until probably 2004. So if Mr. P was there anytime before 2004, absolutely, they were there at the same time. Absolutely. And if it's made by VW, it could be called a Bodie McBoatface, Bodie McBoaterpeas. And let's see here. Okay, so Pussycat says, yesterday a Mexican sailing vessel lost control and hit the bridge. 2 dead and 17 injured. Oh my God, no way. Oh, I like Beetle Bodie. That's a good one. Beetle Bodie is very cute. Oh yeah, for sure. Mr. P was there 84 to 86. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, my dad, if Mr. P was on any of the nuclear subs, then I have no doubt that they were probably on dock at some time or another, together at the same time, because that's all my dad did was the nuclear submarines, and loading and offloading their nuclear missiles, basically, is what he did. Making sure they were safe still, you know, upgrading systems with the nuclear warheads and stuff. You know, just stuff. Easy stuff. And actually, I don't really know exactly what he did, because he kind of made it clear that if he told me exactly what he did, he'd probably have to kill me. So, you know, he was probably being a little dramatic, but at the same time, with the number of badges he had to get to where he worked, he wasn't being that dramatic. And the captain should have thrown the anchor to save the ship from hitting the bridge. Yeah, I don't know anything about what kind of vessel it was, but was that the tall-masted sailing vessel that I saw hitting a bridge in a video? Possibly, I guess. I mean, I know that this is a really bad question, but how's the bridge? I mean, I should be more concerned about the people. I should. But the Brooklyn Bridge is pretty significant, you know, for a lot of reasons. It's pretty iconic. In fact, there are very few things in New York that I care about, but for some reason, I really enjoy the Brooklyn Bridge. And I even have a picture of it right over my shoulder here. I really I enjoy the Brooklyn Bridge. So my question, I guess, is like, is the bridge good? How'd the bridge hold up? It's a horrible way to treat something that, you know, people died at, but, let's see here. A friend of mine showed me that video this morning at church. So yeah, I'm guessing if they showed it to you at church, Kenny, it's probably recent news. And Andre coming in, the bridge is minority damages, and they open it again after not. Okay, all right, that's good to hear. Now I will then focus on. Oh, so what's up with the people? Did they? Was it? I'm assuming it was people on the boat that died. And yeah, I know that was the dumbest thing to ask. That couldn't. Those words did not come out right. Was it people on the boat who passed away? Is what I'm trying to ask. And Darlene, I had to get some new plants for some of my garden beds. With not as much snow that we normally would get that insulated the ground, it caused me to lose some plants. They froze out. Oh, a 10-year-old lavender plant, a huge sagebrush, some of your hyacinths, sadly, but I got to go plant shopping, so all is good. Isn't that interesting, Darlene? The snow actually helps keep the plants warm. I mean, it totally makes sense, but as someone who just doesn't have that kind of weather here, I just had no idea. And yeah, 2-minute warnings coming from both sets of referees. We've got Shock and Pussycat reminding us, 2-minute warnings. Yeah, exactly, Thomas. Right, think igloo. Precisely. And so 2 sailors were killed on the mast. Well, that's not good, but... Okay, I'm not trying to victim blame, but why were they on the mast to begin with? Like, did they not see the bridge coming? God, you know, I'm a horrible person, and I'll have to look at the video before I say anything more stupid than what I just said. But, if you're on the mast, didn't you see the bridge coming? Okay, on that note, we're gonna cancel me for, yeah, I'm a horrible person. And Mama Sean, you're counting down this week, 4 more days of work, and you are done. That is so awesome. Congratulations. I'm excited for you, dude. That's so awesome. And exactly option, it seems like the best view, doesn't it? And thank you so much, Beanie Bo. I try not to be a horrible person, but sometimes horrible things come out of my mouth. And let's see here. Have I seen the Ken Burns documentary on the Brooklyn Bridge? No. I'm gonna have to go check out PBS on that. And let's see here. Terry in Scotland, a Mexican Navy training ship. Well, Terry, sounds like they needed more training. The word I can't pronounce struck the Brooklyn Bridge in New York City on May 17th, killing 2 crew members and injuring 19 others. The ship's 3 masts were snapped upon impact, yeah, I bet, and the Brooklyn Bridge did not sustain any major damage. Got it. On the mast is where the crow's nest is. It's a long, long climb on a mast that tall. Well, yeah, but... Oh, Andre, they always have to have people up there to move the sails. Okay. And, Beanie Bo, have I seen the Kelpies before? No, I don't even know what a Kelpie is. So we are going to have to save that until next time, because I don't know what a Kelpie is, and we're already 1 minute past the bottom of the hour. And Shock, you do bring up a good point. Were they there at high tide? Absolutely. Really good point. Really, really good point. Because when you're on a tall ship, when you're on any ship, the tide matters. When you're on a tall ship, the tide really matters. All right, so you can see falling asleep while on the mast. Yeah, there you go. And if you're that high up, you're not getting down fast. I don't know, man. If I see a bridge come at me, I might be jumping into the water below. I don't know. But I truly don't know because I haven't seen the video. I don't know what's going on. But I'm glad to know that the bridge is okay. Which was what makes me a horrible person. All right, you guys, thank you so much for, some did jump. Right, see, some jumped. And they lived. They were injured, but they lived. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for putting up with my nonsense and the chattery scatteries today. And hopefully we will see each other on Wednesday. If we don't see each other on Wednesday, we will hopefully see each other on Saturday, 6 p.m. for the movie Andre. It's going to be Suburbia from 1983, just so you know. Suburbia from 1983, directed by Penelope Spheris. And that'll be our Saturday movie for the cinema on the Map Statter stream. Okay, thank you so much, mods. Thank you so much, biddiers. Thank you so much, subscribers. Thank you so much, chatterers. Thank you so much for just being here. And yeah, I will be checking the news for certain. Absolutely. I haven't even looked at the news today. So, once again, y'all, see you soon.